Mining often feels like a gamble, where each descent is like entering a dark, unpredictable world with only a dusty helmet and a glimmer of hope. At 1,000 meters deep, each shift feels like a roll of the dice. The deeper you go, the less likely you are to come back. Over time, though, the darkness and danger become all too familiar, and the routine takes over, turning risk into just another part of the job. About a year ago, right out of high school, I got a job as a miner. All I knew was that the salary was good enough to cover my college expenses. To me, that was the only thing that mattered. I was saving up and things were going well until one ordinary July day turned into a nightmare that would forever change my life. On that clear and sunny morning, tragedy struck and showed me just how fragile life really is. At 11:12 a.m. on July 4th, 2023, a deafening boom shattered the silence. As we were still trying to figure out what had happened, a thunderous crash followed, sending shivers down our spines. The walls shook and dust rose as rocks tumbled all around us, blocking our exit. Moments later, everything went still. Pitch darkness swallowed us whole, and we were immersed in a haunting silence. It was hair-raising, like the jaws of the earth had suddenly snapped shut. My heart pounded wildly as Smith, our chief, yelled at us to call out our names. I shouted my name, and others did the same. Bandil, Junior, Kungawo. We had started the day as a 12-member crew, but to our disbelief, only 4 voices emerged from the silence. Smith tried to dial for help, but couldn't get any signal. We waited and waited, but as time passed with no rescue in sight, it was hard to stay optimistic. All was lost and despair began to set in. Eventually, Kungawo suggested that we leave some farewell messages to our loved ones. We all agreed, and Smith solemnly recorded one for his family before handing the phone over to us. We huddled closely around the screen, each man pouring his heart out. When it was my turn, I was completely overcome. "Hey, Mom, Dad," I said, my voice hoarse and trembling. "I'm sorry for worrying you, but I can't be with you anymore. I just want to thank you for everything you've done for me. I love you." Afterward, I was overcome by a profound mix of sadness and gratitude, leaving me speechless. I had no idea how long had passed. It might have been minutes, hours, or even days. It felt as if time had ground to a halt. At some point, as we drifted in and out of uneasy sleep, some faint tapping and scraping sounds began to reach us. Yes, there they were again. The sounds grew louder and louder until suddenly the rescuers broke through the debris. Everyone shouted and cheered, overwhelmed with relief at the sight of these long-awaited heroes. Smith was sobbing uncontrollably, and so was I. I had been given a gift, a second chance at life. When I emerged from the mine and finally saw the sky again, I felt the world seemed somehow different because I had changed too. Outside, I clung to my mom and dad, finally finding those once-lost words for the love and gratitude. The experience was shattering, a tragedy that shook me to the core. But now I have a renewed appreciation for life that can only come from facing one's own mortality.